Is this going to be Eminem's last album? Going to be the end of Slim Shady or his final retirement album? Let's find out. On the early hours of the 21st of May, Eminem posted on his social media a screenshot of a message saying, "And for my last trick." In addition to this, on Marshall's brand new profile picture and the character photo of the message seems to be a rabbit with a magician hat, which obviously correlates with this magician, majestic kind of vibe thing with my last trick and a rabbit with a hat. Stereotypically, with magicians, they normally have a rabbit that they pull out the hat, does a little joke, runs around and kind of steals the show, which I kind of think this is what it's trying to be portrayed as. The other clues that I believe are showing when the album is going to be released is where it says Friday the 31st of May at 12 AM, which is midnight. So this must mean a single or even the full album is going to be released on that date. As a huge Eminem fan I was, and still somewhat are, I'm very excited for this album. I think the promos, the releases, the teasers have been brilliant. And personally, the last few albums wasn't for me. I understand people who like them, but it just, I don't know, maybe I didn't feel them. But this one is giving me a bit of a different tingle, should we say. He also has been releasing little promos, like I said before, and here is a video of one. To be warned, it's quite scary, and also 50 Cent has had enough of him.
Through his complex and oft-criticized tongue-twisting rhymes, the blonde anti-hero known as has had no shortage of enemies.
He's not a friend. He's a psychopath.
The same rude lyrics and controversial antics may have ultimately led to his demise.
So who killed Slim Shady?
Join me as we recreate the events that led to the murder of Slim Shady.
I knew it was just a matter of time for Slim.
The meaning of coup de grace is a final blow or shot given to kill a wounded person or animal. From what I take from this is that this must be the final blow and what he's going to show as the Slim Shady arc. That's why I'm on the fence with, is this a retirement album or the last thing of being Slim Shady? Because it is literally called The Death of Slim Shady, so this must mean it's the final one doing these, you know, horrorcore, quick lines, you know, cringy at some cases. Yeah, I personally thought because of the backlash of Relapse with the Relapse 2 never coming out, and given this recovery with his black hair, you know, normal eye color, he was being just Eminem, this infinite pre-Slim Shady era of just doing raps of how, you know, a rapper should be rather than this character that he portrays. That's why when Marshall Mathers LP2 came out, I think a lot of people confused. I think even Tyler Creator commented saying, why would you do the same thing again?
The fans that didn't really like it, you gotta do fucking, I want the old M. I want the Marshall Mathers LPM. I want the old M. This nigga, I don't know, but it feels like he read that and was like, damn, you know what? Fuck. Let me go back and try to rehash a moment. And when people go back, that is the grossest fucking thing. Move forward. Get what you're into for real. We'll go back to the old shit because that's what they want. Fuck what they want. Give them what you want.
I think what Tyler said is fully understandable about artists needing to move on rather than grasping the time, the prime that they were. The album did get a lot of mixed reviews, but me being a 13-year-old boy, it coming out, this did actually get me into Eminem. So I, for one, really enjoyed this album. Where Eminem had his writer's block and his quiet period between the years of 2004 and 2008, it's purely understandable why when he comes back in 2009 and gets quite mixed reviews that he would change up his style and listen to what people are saying. The reason why he went back to the Marshall Mathers LP2 is the fact that people wanted the old Eminem, not this poppy, recovery type person. Which recovery did spawn a few people into the game like NF, MGK, who all kind of sound the same as that album. Same flows, same aggression, same kind of music. He did also bring this up in a song saying all these recovery clones of him. So I'm not in the wrong. You've got to understand that Eminem has been playing Slim Shady for over 25 years. So it's understandable with recovery. He wants to stop it. And now putting him to rest in this final album. And you can't play a character forever. You know, there's got to be a point where you say this is the final one. Because after a while, you're necessarily going to kill it. And the gimmick will just fade away. When you look at your catalogue, especially someone like Eminem, Kanye, Jay-Z, they've got a very solid catalogue of albums. So it's understandable why there might be a point where they might stop. You know, going back to Jay-Z, his last album, 444, was a classic, instant classic. I absolutely adored that album. Has so much replayable value onto it. And I'll be, you know, satisfied if one day he just said, yeah, I'm done. I'm done with rap. I'm done with making albums. And that was his last album in 2017, which was over 7 years ago. I'll be happy because it was a perfect album. And I think as an artist, you got to come to the point where what would be my final album? Because realistically, people who listen to an artist will listen to their first album, their last album, in the middle, not so much. But they might as well leave it on a banger. So if this is a perfect album like it's going to be, you know, it should be good. That's why I got quite high hopes. As long as I got the right production, it isn't too cringy on the lines, and I think to tone down the trappiness of it, I think it'll be brilliant. And with the release of Slim Shady LP coming out 25 years ago, I think it'd be brilliant to wrap it up in a 360 loop with his debut album, obviously minus Infinite, but with the start of the Slim Shady LP and finishing with the death of Slim Shady. So like a 360 of his albums, you can just keep listening over and over again. It would be quite funny if he just makes As the World Turns 2 or something like that, you know. This could possibly be the Slim Shady LP 2, but it would sound better being like the Death Slim Shady rather than Here Comes the Slim Shady LP 2. But going back onto the name, I personally think where it's saying it's the Death of Slim Shady, it'd be quite cool if we had like a Eminem versus Slim Shady on the same track. I believe it's done before. I just think it'd be awesome to have this as like an Eminem way of killing him off or somehow leaving him to rest. Prior to the release of the title, the text message thing they put out on social media, Dr. Dre did actually hint that Eminem was working his own album on the Jimmy Kimmel, and here's it playing now.
What about Eminem? He was here a little bit earlier. He headed back home. Yeah. Is he on this album with you guys?
Did he do something? I could get him to do it.
You could get him to do it. Are you?
Let me tell you something. Let me explain something to you
yes,
right
please.
now. Eminem is working on his own album, which is coming out this year, and he's
He is.
Yes, I've got songs on it, and it's fire. I'm actually going to hear the entire album for the first time tomorrow, and he holds his music close to his chest. So I haven't heard everything. I haven't even heard everything complete that I've done, but I'm going to hear it, and he's putting out an album this year.
So a little bit of food for thought. What do you believe is going to be featured on the album? Who's going to be producing the album? And what kind of songs are you looking for? Are we going to get the trilogy of the 3 AM, trilogy of Stan? Who knows what we could possibly get on this album, but very intrigued to see what this will bring. I've always said I'd love to see a Kanye produced Eminem track, which I found out there is one. Stir Crazy with a Mad Rapper, where he goes, I'm crazy with a razor, Razor, I'm crazy. Something like that, I think it is. Mostly guaranteed to get a controversial thing from Eminem that's going to stir the headlines. And after the come down of the Drake and Kendrick beef, this will be pretty good. But hey, we'll see. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Like, comment your favourite Eminem album, and subscribe. It's been your boy ShvrkBait. Thank you so much for watching.